So as I was saying before, I've been doing astrology readings all day today, which has been fun. I probably should add that from January 1st, my combined tarot and astro readings, so astro tarot, the combined session will go up. So it'll be price changes to $297, which is still really good value. I tend to talk a lot and say a lot and share a lot of information. So I do record all of your sessions. Hello, Facebook. I do record all of your sessions and they tend to go for more longer than not. Like I'm doing 2-hour sessions. So really, like I had to increase the price because I was spending a lot of time and I can't do it in any shorter time because there's so much that can be said. And the more I learn, the more in depth I'm going with the charts now too. So, thanks, Julie. Merry Christmas to you as well. Hello, everyone who's joined me on Facebook. Great to see you. Hello, everyone on Instagram as well. I'm so glad that you made it. Happy to be here. Hello, Becky. Nice to see you. I was just talking about my readings. I've got my Astro Tarot readings. The price is going to go up January 1st because they take so long. I'm almost going up to 3 hours now doing them. It's ridiculous. So I've had to increase the price. So they're now, from January 1st, they'll be $297. But at the moment, that they are $247. So that's for a 10-card Celtic Cross soul reading, plus an astrology natal chart where I explore your soul purpose. I look at your soul purpose in that chart and I identify your strengths and your genius zone. Look at what you're meant to be doing in this lifetime. It's like a soul blueprint, but it can take me up to 2 hours because I go quite in depth. I'll put the link in for my readings. So it's there. If that price point, $247, is out of your price point, you can just grab yourself an astrology reading, which everybody has really loved. Thank you, Melissa. Merry Christmas. Everybody's loved those. Or you can just jump in and have a soul reading. You don't have to sign up for the double, the big reading. Yes, so that's I've just popped the link in for Instagram. The link is in the bio. You just need to look in the bio and you'll find it there. So just so thrilled everybody's joined me tonight. Hello, Hazel. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Nancy. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah, Merry Christmas. I hope you've all had an amazing Christmas. We've got shenanigans here in Perth. It's really hot. It's like yesterday was 44 degrees and today was 39, I think, or 40. Really hot. And then we've got, with masks have been, we have to wear masks again. Mark McGowan, our Premier, wanted people to line up, whether you've got symptoms or not, or whether you've been in the exposure sites or not, go and line up and go and get tested in 40-degree heat. In his post, he said, bring a hat and wear some sunscreen and a bottle of water. He's lost his mind. He's lost his mind. Honestly, who's going to stand out in that heat? Yeah, he's an idiot. I'm just going to be real. He's an idiot. He's lost his mind. So, yeah, so everything's been cancelled here in Perth for New Year's. No New Year's party except for New Year's Day. You can go to the races. You can go to the races and wear a mask, but you can't go out New Year's Eve. And, like, the races on New Year's Day is like one of the biggest events in Perth. And if you've got a drink in your hand, you can take your mask off. It's insane. The whole thing's just a bit nutty. So, yes, that's what's going down in Perth. Yes, it is nuts, Hazel. The whole thing's just a joke. But, we've got our Premier's a bit of like, he's well, it's tyranny. He's a psycho. He's just an idiot. Just saying. So anyway, yeah, he's off his head. He's a nutcase. Truly, he's a nutcase. Yeah. Well, yes, the masks, all that sort of stuff, whatever. It's just what it just is. The joke was today he wanted everyone in Perth to line up in the 40-degree heat and get tested for COVID, whether you'd been in an exposure site or not, whether you've got symptoms or not, in the heat, line up with all those people. Like, what? What the? There you go. Nutcases. Anyway, so yes, so glad that I'm here. Happy to be here tonight. Yes, is it in Tassie as well? Someone on Instagram is saying they're still wearing masks in Tasmania as well. Yeah, he's a moron. He is a moron, Morgan. There's no other word for it. I just cannot. I don't get it. I don't get it. He's moronic. He is moronic. I've been calling him a knucklehead today. He is a moron. Anyway, okay, moving on because I'm going to get wound up. The more I think about it, the more shitty I get. So yes, we do need the collective to speak up, but nobody will do it. And there's too many other morons that are just agreeing with him as well. So I'm like, what? Anyway, okay, moving on. It's time to move on. So how this works is, first of all, I'm going to do a reading for the collective. Yeah, he's totally Christina, totally. Christina says, what a joke. No lighting up on people. Will be collapsing from heat exhaustion. I know. Heat stroke. Everybody's going to get, it's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. It's moronic. It's just insane. I've got to change the subject because it is ridiculous and we just don't really need to be talking about it, but you know, I did. So moving on. Okay, so how this works. This is a reading for the collective. So first of all, I'm going to pick 3 cards, and these cards will be a reading for the collective. Your spirit team, my spirit team, your higher self, my higher self, all working in sacred collaboration together. I do have 2 screens going on, so that's why I'm getting confused looking at 2 different screens. It's all good. Yes, and so your spirit team, your higher self, my higher self, all working in sacred collaboration together, and I've put my hand up to do a reading for the collective. Take what you want from the collective reading. It's usually very relevant, and also I'll then do readings afterwards. So you just need to put your comment, your question in the comment section, or put yes in the comment section, and I'll happily read for you. You just need to pop it in there, and I would love to. I love questions. I do really prefer love readings. I enjoy it, but you know, I'm open to other questions, except for health questions. Please don't ask me any health questions. I don't believe it's ethical. So yes, hello Laura, good to see you. Okay, so I'm going to pick 3 cards now. So I should introduce myself. So those of you who don't know me, my name is Marina Lobas, and I refer to myself as your soul purpose mentor, and I support intuitive and spiritual entrepreneurs to monetize their passion to purpose, creating programs and services that sell out. And then plus I teach tarot, therapeutic tarot, and I also teach channeling. So it's a combination. I support people in those intuitive arts to monetize their businesses, their passion to purpose. Oh, thanks, Leah. I really appreciate that. Yes, I had an amazing Christmas. So now what I'll do is I'll pick some cards. Hey, I'll pick 3 cards. Reading for the collective. Take what you need from this reading because it's usually in alignment with the other cards that come up during the session. So yes, I'll start. Hey, I'll just start. So this card came up last week. Okay, so we've got the 6 of Wands. Now the Wands represent destiny. They represent soul purpose, and they represent your passion to purpose, your creative life. They also rule the imagination. These are not logical cards. They are ruled by divine inspiration, or they are your inspired actions that aren't based on sort of logic. It's based on your the creative spark. So whenever the wands come up in a reading, we know that we're dealing with soul purpose and destiny, and how we choose to create the life that we lead. When we're working with the wands, we're working with in the context of you are the creator of your experience and your life is the art. So in this card where we've got Jason there, who has got this golden fleece, and in the story, Jason in the myth, Jason was sent on this journey to claim this golden fleece and to bring it back to Ilkos, because he was the true heir of Ilkos, the city of Ilkos. But his uncle had taken the throne, had stolen the throne actually from his father, murdered his father, and they hid Jason away. Has anybody seen the movie Jason and the Argonauts? He's Jason from the Argonauts, from the movie, from the myth. Anyway, so he goes to Ilkos, and he ends up getting this fleece, which is supposed to enable him to be recognized as a hero and as a leader, and so the people of Ilkos would accept him as the true heir. So this card actually represents being recognized, or having recognition, or having some kind of public recognition, or getting what you want, basically getting what you want. And especially in the context of your creative endeavors, or your career, or in the context of business, in the context of employment, this card especially, it represents whatever you have put your energy into in terms of your creative endeavors. This is a really good sign. This is a yes, you will get what you want, and you will be recognized. But Jason didn't do this by himself. You can see there's a team of people behind him. If you have a look, there's a team of people behind him, and they were his shipmates who boarded the Argo, the ship that they used to take themselves on this journey, on this incredible journey to get this fleece. So the message in this card is to remember too that you didn't get we all need people, we all need the help to get to the position that you have, or the gift that you've been given, or the promotion that you've been given, or you didn't do it on your own. And this is a card to remember that we all need each other, we all need that help, we all need that support. And so in this story, as I said, Jason finally gets recognized for his gift. And so this is the card of recognition. Sometimes this recognition doesn't just come from public faces, but it's also like the public, as in, just general population. Sometimes this comes from in the context of your colleagues, finally being recognized by your colleagues as somebody that has, an expertise that is potentially a threat to their, they might see you as competition now that you've developed this kind of public, expertise, this level of expertise in your field. So for those of you who have been wanting something, whether that be a new home, or maybe that's finding the actual course that you want to enroll in, or maybe it's the actual job that you want to apply for, this is good confirmation that you have found it, that you found, trust, go all in on that, because you will get it, you will have it. This is a win. You win the situation. It's such a great card. So, okay, the next card is, it's Jason again with his uncle who murdered his father. So in the story, Jason's uncle, King Pelias, murdered his father and took the throne, and they had to hide Jason. Jason went and he was mentored by Chiron, who is also known as the Wounded Healer, but he was a centaur. He was half man, half horse, and he was wise, and he mentored all the great heroes in Greece. So he was hidden with Chiron until eventually Chiron had revealed his destiny to him. And so this is Jason finally understanding, knowing his purpose, having an idea of what he must do. This card confirms any inklings or feelings that you've had around your purpose. This card confirms that you're on the right track. That yes, there's going to be some difficulties ahead. There'll be some challenges. Jason is challenged, but we know that you get what you want. So there's nothing to worry about. But yes, it is the confirmation that you are on the right track. So whatever you've been thinking about for 2022, it's a massive yes. Go forward and do it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do it. You're on the right track. Whoever, whether it's come from your heart, or whether it's come from other mentors, or whether Spirit's been talking to you, however it has come through, you're being called to trust that you know what your next step is. So go forward and do that. Go ahead and do that. So when this card comes up, you can see here that King Pelias is giving Jason the crown. Well, he's handing the crown to him, and he's saying to him, listen, yes, you are the true heir. So it's like you've been given the crown, you've been given the information, you've just got to do the work to make it happen. Okay. So, now we've got the Tower card. So, okay, this isn't necessarily a negative card. Okay, the Tower card can be about breaking down structures that no longer serve you. So it's time to let go of the issues in 2021. It's like you've outgrown something. You've outgrown something that you were doing, or that you had been, or it's been completed. There's a completion around that, and it's time to let it dissolve, or it's time to let it break down. So when the Tower card comes up, sometimes I refer to this card as the Tower of Bullshit. Like sometimes we have been maybe deceiving ourselves, or we've been hiding away from the truth, or not wanting to admit the truth, or using like a persona or our titles to give you some confidence, but it's actually not your true nature. So when this card comes up, it is about the outgrowth of psychological structures as well, of beliefs and attitudes and the identity that you think you are. You're outgrowing that, and there's a newer, more vital version that wants to break through. Sometimes this card will come up too when God is playing its hand. So what do I mean by that? Like God strikes. We know well, I think it's Wednesday, Jupiter and Pisces are conjunct. They're hanging out together, which, you know, Jupiter is Zeus, is God playing its hand to some extent. With Pisces, expect some revelations. Expect some revelations this week. But this is the card of revelations as well, of seeing the truth. Now, sometimes you're not the one that's wearing the mask. Sometimes it's people outside of us. You know, relationships, people who show their true nature, which then enable you to have the confidence to break down, or you're forced to an extent, you're forced to break down what had been built, or to let it fall away, to let it die away. So this card, it is about, well, I should say this, that your ego or your identity is fluid. It's constantly changing, and it is a performance. We're enacting identity. Does that mean that's wrong or bad? No, because I'm performing the tarot therapist tonight. We all have a performance and an enactment that we do, but some of these masks that we're wearing are just not a good fit anymore. It's time to drop them, and a newer, more vital version of you is showing up. So yes, expect the unexpected. Take care of yourself over this Christmas period. Don't do anything stupid, like don't drink and drive. Don't do anything that may put you at risk. I suppose we could look at this card as a little bit of a warning. Just be careful. Be careful over this Christmas period. Look after yourself. Look after your loved ones, and the new year. Be careful. But yes, this is 20. Whatever you built into, or whatever stands out as being misaligned for you, that you built in 2021, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it fall. God will do it for you anyway. Sometimes I'll say with this card that it's like you get the rug pulled out from underneath you, whether you like it or not. God plays its hand. So let's do a bit of a summary of the cards. So yes, so those of you who this is like public recognition. This has been recognized for your skills. It's been a good year. You've finally been recognized. You get the job, you get the house, you get the career, you get what you want. So this is a good card. So just despite the Tower card being there, the Tower isn't all bad. As I said, it's an outgrowth, what you are outgrowing and what you need to let go of to step into your authenticity, or to be more of who you are, to discover more of who you are. Sometimes we have to let old things fall. But yes, this is recognition for hard work, and you do get what you want. So those of you who are looking for, who have been working hard to receive, this is your recognition of receiving. This also represents knowing your purpose. So those of you who are watching tonight, whatever has been dropping in about 2022, I believe this is for the collective. Trust that. Trust your feelings on that. Trust the inspiration. So let me just quickly say, divine inspiration is like the whimsical moments, the whimsical what ifs. What if I studied psychology? Or what if I studied Reiki? Or what if I studied tarot? Or what ifs, when you sort of fantasizing, I want you to trust those, because these are the whimsical moments of divine inspiration that are meant to be taken seriously. And divine timing is now. It's not 10 years later. Divine timing is now. So we're being called to take a step towards that. That's exactly what Jason is doing. He's taking that crown and saying, okay, I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to make this happen. And he does. He goes all in. So, trust, go all in. Yes. So this is, as we move into 2022, you can expect an outgrowth. You're outgrowing what was, the events of 2021. This is the outgrowth of moving beyond what no longer serves you. The tower falls, the tower of bullshit falls. Can't pretend anymore. Yes, be very careful over this Christmas period. Take care of yourself. Make sure you don't do anything too stupid. Look after yourselves. And yes, just expect some change, some significant changes for 2022, which is really exciting, actually. This isn't a negative card, but the problem with the Tower card is when we start to change, or when we start to begin moving through change, we become something different, which then other people are then don't know how to respond. It brings discomfort in relationships and conflict in relationships, because then they need to respond differently to you, and they have a conditioned response. It brings up some discomfort. They don't know where they stand. There's an expectancy that people have, and when you change, people don't like it. Not everybody, but yeah, people don't like it on the whole. So it can create conflict. It can create conflict. So yes, very exciting reading, Katie. Very exciting. I agree. It is a very exciting reading. So hello, Leash. Good to see you. Oh, you made it, Leash. I hope we see you next year. Leash is doing my my 7-month tarot mentoring program, but she's been super busy. So we haven't actually had one-to-one chats yet. Really looking forward to seeing you next year. Can't wait to have you join the team. We're all wondering who this enigma is. Good to see you. I'm so glad that you're here. Hello, Julia. Yes. Okay. Oh, thank you. I appreciate your appreciation. Thank you. Yes. So, okay, let's do some readings. Yes, Alicia says, yes, me too. Yeah, me too. Can't wait. I can't wait to meet you. Yes, so let's do some readings then. So if you'd like a reading, you either need to put yes in the comment section or ask me a question. I like questions, so don't be afraid to ask me a question. And I definitely love, can my marriage be fixed? Okay, let's just start with Instagram. Someone's just asked me, can my marriage be fixed? I love doing love readings, so let's have a look. Let's see what the cards have to say. So, yes, I'm not saying yes to anything. I'm talking to spirit and myself. I'm hearing things in my mind, in my senses, and I'm agreeing with what's being said. Anyway, okay, so if you hear me say yes, it's because I'm responding. Sometimes I'm responding to spirit. Legit. Okay, well, here's the thing. Tracy, I think it's going to take a lot of hard work to make it happen. And I think what you really want is a new chapter, a new beginning, a new rebirth. I think there's going to be a change of direction, a significant shift, a significant change. You'll change direction. I'm not sure you'll want to fix it. I'm not sure you're going to want it. This is an opportunity for rebirth for you, where you can actually step into your power. It's like it creates this beautiful gift despite the difficulties that you're going through. So my response to your question is, it's likely that you will change direction, the current direction that you're in. It's likely that you will change direction, and it will happen quite quickly. And also it will precipitate this experience of rebirthing. You start a new chapter. You begin a new chapter in your life. So there's your answer, Tracy. Okay. Helen, will my partner, fiance, and I live together, share a home? We've been together 8 years, but have our own houses. I have to sell my house next year, and I don't know where I'll live. I've always wanted to share. Oh, why haven't you asked him, Helen? Why haven't you asked him if you can come and stay with him? Have you had that conversation? I wonder if you've had that conversation. Sometimes, yes. Let's see what the cards have to say. But my first response to you is to have that conversation with your partner. Like, speak to your partner about it. Presumably, well, I wonder if you have. I hope that you have. it sort of makes sense, doesn't it, to have that conversation with your partner. But let's see what the cards have to say. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, Helen. Oh, look, isn't that interesting? Oh, God. So we've got the World card. So okay, so there is a new chapter for you. Now, my feeling is with Hecate and the World card hanging out together, oh, I'm sending you so much love, Tracy. If you feel like booking in for a reading, come and see me for an Astro Tarot reading. Now's the time to book in. I think it would be amazing to read for you, given that you're going through such a huge transition. Would love to. So Helen, just going to you now. So it's interesting that Hecate, the Moon card, has shown up along with the World card. So the first thing I want to say about this card is that sometimes it feels like we're floating in the never never. We just don't know whether we're staying, whether we're going, which way. It's like it's a transitionary card, and it feels very confusing. We get very confused about where we're at. We don't know if we're making the right decision. It's kind of like when Hecate comes up in a reading, it does feel like you're going a bit insane. Like it's hard to sort of, not sure if you can trust yourself, not sure if you can trust your feelings, not sure if you can trust your insights, can't sort of see whether or not, you know what you want, but it's almost like you're scared to trust it. My experience with Hecate is that you get what you want on the other side. You get what you want. And I think there's a new chapter evolving for you. And I believe the sale of this house. Okay, so my instincts is yes, you will move in, but you're going to have that discussion. It's going to scare the shit out of you. It will. And yes, if you've not had that discussion, now's the time to have it. But yes, I'm getting a yes. Okay. So, let's see who else. Okay. J-Jam, hello. Nice to meet you. Love to hear any messages for business or relationship. Okay, let's see. And then I'll move over to Instagram and respond to Alicia. But yeah, let's start with J-Jam. Okay. So let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, right. Well, I think, it's probably a bit of both. So let's start with the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups actually represents doubts and fears. And my feeling is that you're not confident around your business at the moment. There's a disconnect there. There's something that's misaligned. Now, if you saw the beginning of this reading, I talked about the Tower card sort of breaking down structures or things that are no longer suitable, that are keeping you trapped or that are restricting you from being in your true nature. So given that this card is the Cups, it tells me that, in terms of matters of the heart too, you're very doubtful, you doubt, and it's unhelpful. It is sort of unhelpful. However, whenever we have these doubts, there's usually a reason for it, because there's some inner work that needs to be done, or something needs to be confronted, whether that be something on an inner level or whether that be on an outer level. So the two sisters are sitting with poor Psyche. You can see Psyche sits in the middle of her two sisters, who are fueling her doubts with all this talk of her husband being some kind of monster. And she's scared. She's scared that she's married somebody that isn't, that isn't a decent human being. And her sisters are, fueling her fears around that. So sometimes this card will come up when we don't trust our heart, when we're not trusting the messages of the heart, or we're not trusting our truth. And yes, and there are sometimes like people outside of us can fuel the fire a little bit, or fuel the doubts, or, make us doubt even more. Given that the next card is the Two of Swords, this tells me that there's still some karmic work that needs to be cleared. I should show this to Instagram. We've got the two of what swords there. There's still some karma, like patterns, habitual patterns, behavioral conditions, stuff that how do I say this? It's like triggers from your past, from your family, from your parents that are still influencing how you do relationship, and that needs clearing, that needs work. It's like sometimes this card will come up when we're in denial about having to do the personal work. And let me tell you this, and this is what I've discovered in my business, that the deeper I go within, the more personal work I do on myself, the more I face the darker aspects of me and learn to love those parts of me and come to terms with those parts of me, the more my business thrives, the stronger it gets. I get divinely compensated because it brings more depth to my work. So it's like it's time to do some personal work, because if you want the kind of relationship that you want, then you're going to have to do the personal work to have that relationship. You can't sort of deny the shadow anymore, or deny this karma that you've been born into, and it's time to do some of the personal work. Sometimes when this card comes up, because I'm talking about denial here, that sometimes, denial is a real thing. Sometimes people don't even realize what is blocking or what is getting in the way. They don't have the psychological understanding yet. And it's not because they're not smart or anything along those lines. It's like our psychology sometimes is protecting us from the trauma of the past. And so it's only sort of revealing snippets of information that we're able to digest and to handle, So this, on some level as well, this card, it can be about some of the stuff that we're not quite ready to look at yet, or we're not quite ready to face yet. And so you can see, you probably can't see it, well, now you can. Orestes has got his hands over his ears. He doesn't want to know. He doesn't want to know about it. He doesn't want to deal with the family bullshit, the family fight. So yes, you've got two pretty strong cards here. So my suggestion is that it's time to do some personal work, to spend the first couple of months this year to go and dive deep, do some meditative practice, go inwards and really start exploring your inner reality to work out why you're so doubtful and afraid. And to work on the family karma that you've been born into, and to clear some of that so that you can remove the blocks that are getting in the way of you having the relationship that you want. Okay, so next person is Leash, and then I'll read for I'll just move down for a little bit because I'm scrolled up. Then I'll read for, oh God, what's this? Have we got a spammer? Did I read something spammy? Oh yes, this one. We'll just block user. There we go. Just make sure that's blocked. Block user. Okay, so that's good. They've gone. Oh no, still there. God, goodbye. User was blocked, so it should be done now. Okay, so okay, so I'll read for Marthi next, but for now, I'm actually going to read for Leisha, but I'll read for Marthi next. So on Facebook, but Leisha's on Alicia. I keep calling you Leisha. Oh, I'm doing that. Alicia. I'm getting confused. Obviously, your friends call you Leish, hey? I'm wondering if they do. So let me pick some cards for Leish. Oh, powerful cards. Okay. The Emperor, the card of business, the card of expansion, the card of this is some kind of financial gain. This is also an abundant card. This is you evolving and being offered opportunities, or being offered a new business opportunity, or setting up your own business, or starting up your own business. sometimes this card will come up when people are being offered like really, amazing, employment opportunities. But it's the card of expansion. It's the card of you. And if we saw the original reading, the Tower came up, which was actually, the Tower is in astrology is Uranus, which breaks down restrictions or breaks down the structures that may restrict us from being in our most, like, to evolve or to grow. We outgrow some of these structures. Jupiter, this is Jupiter or Zeus. He is you in your expansion. He's you in your evolution. He's you in your muchness. Like, supersize me sometimes is how I feel about Jupiter. How can I supersize me? How do I supersize the work I do? So it's such a great card. This tells me that there's abundance on your way for sure, and financial abundance too. But this is the card of big business or amazing employment opportunities or amazing business opportunities. And of course, I know you're doing my course at the moment, so this is a good sign that you can make a lot of money with tarot if you choose to, that it is really abundant for you, that you get to sort of supersize who you are. You get to be in your muchness. If you be brave and start participating. I'd love to see you doing the 1-card readings so I can support you doing that as well. So yes, the Queen of Pentacles, you've also got the Queen of Pentacles, which is about pleasure, bringing more pleasure into your experience. She's in the sign of Taurus. Taurians are about the sensuality of the body, indulging her senses. Her name is Queen Omphale. Her Omphale refers to navel. She's very creative. Her energy is really powerful, but it's in the context of the body and the senses and your sexuality, your passion, what lights you up. But she is very much in touch with her pleasure zones. And so when this card comes up, we might think of Venus or the energy of Venus, of how do we fill our cup? How do we nourish ourselves through our senses? And this is the question that you want to be asking yourself. What makes me feel most nourished? How can I nourish myself? How can I value my worth in the context of nourishing my body and my senses? So this card comes up often when we need to invest our time, our energy, and our money into quality experiences, resources. It's quality over quantity. It's not about having all the Gucci shoes or all the Gucci bags or whatever. It's got nothing to do with that. It's about giving yourself the quality experiences, investing your energy, your time, your money, your body, investing yourself in pleasuring, in bringing pleasure back into your experience, giving yourself only the best. So it's part of your lesson for 2022. Okay. Next person is Marthy. Hello, Marthy. Nice to meet you. Glad that you could make it. I should add, guys, everyone, my astrology natal chart, which enables me to explore your soul purpose with you so that we can get you into alignment with what you're meant to be doing in this lifetime, giving you clarity around your strengths and your gifts, your true nature. Your birth chart is like your blueprint. It's like your soul contract for this lifetime. I'm offering a Celtic Cross reading, which is a 10-card soul reading, channeled reading, which will guide you towards your next step and what, for the first 6 months of 2022, plus this astrology chart to have you in alignment for $247, and the price will go up in January for $297 for the Astro Tarot readings. At the moment, it's $247. That price is actually going to go away forever because it's taking me too long. Sometimes it can be up to 3 hours doing those charts and the reading. It's too long. It's just costing me. So I have to increase the price on it. So yes, I've been meaning to do that anyway, but because I was still like experimenting with that service, I kept it at a lower. Slowly the price has been going up, but that's going to be the fixed price point. So yes, $297 will be 1st of January. At the moment, it's $247. It'll actually never be that price again. So if you've been wanting to have a reading with me, a combined Astro Tarot reading, now's the time to jump in before the price actually goes up, because it will. It has to. It has to, because I'm spending too much time. Well, that's my cat. Hello, Bubby. That's Felix. I call him Bubby. Well, everybody calls him Bubby, even if they're people in the complex now. Even my mum, we all call him Bubby. Anyway, okay, so Marthy, this is for you. So Martha's question was, been through a tower moment and left a 20-year marriage, found a job and moved out with my daughter. I seem to be in limbo at the moment, and I'm wondering what is next. Next step is not very clear. Okay. Oh, gosh. So these are good cards. So the first card is the King of Pentacles. And the king represents, so he's in the sign of Capricorn, and he represents hard work and discipline, but it pays off. So this card represents you needing to have to like get focused on your work, on your employment, on your career. Just stay focused on your career right now. No worries, Alicia. Stay focused on your career and start moving, like, you know, let that be your focus right now. And so it does require some discipline. This is the card of working hard to achieve and to save money. He is like, Capricorns are well known for their discipline, for their ability to make things happen or to receive the, like, to reach their goals. You think of like Capricorns with the little goats that are, or, you know, the goats that are climbing the side of the mountain and they're hanging on that tiny little bit of the ledge, right? That you know, they want to reach the top. So you're being called to just focus on your career right now, and that's where you're actually going to find a gift. You'll be gifted. You've got the Nine of Cups here, which suggests that if you get focused on your career and start focusing on what you want to do to earn money, to earn a living, to start being more purposed, following your passions or your desires, start being more purposeful, that you're going to actually get what you want. You will, like, it's going to bring you like happiness. This is the card of like good things, wishes coming true. So that is the message for you. Now, if you're not in the right occupation, or you're doing something that is not in your heart's desire, if it's not something you're truly desiring, the message with Capricorn is go and get the certification, or go and do the study, or go and do the thing that's going to enable you to have the qualification or have the position that you actually want. So Capricorns, they do love their titles, they do love their certifications, they do love, you know, having the diploma, or having the degree, or having developed a skill that positions them as somebody with authority, or with some kind of like public, you know, power. So not in a power hungry way, because Capricorns like to achieve. You know, it's about achieving, and it brings wealth. It brings you wealth. You see that? It brings you wealth. So, and you know, it's wish fulfillment. Do the thing that you love. Just go ahead and do it. What have you got to lose? Like one of my clients, or actually she's a colleague now, a friend of mine and a friend, we say, fuck it. Fuck it. What else are you going to do? Why not? Just go and do the thing. Just go and do it. Who cares what anybody else thinks? You just go ahead and fulfill your heart's desires. Just make it happen. Let yourself have it. You know, you just go forward and do it. You know, what's the point of holding back? You only live once. Well, you know, it's only one life that we're really present in. It's this one. So go and do the thing. Go and do it. Okay. So, all right. So next person is, okay, let's do this one. This is an intense one. So Jody rocks. Jody rocks. Will myself and my English flame reignite, or maybe it's supposed to be reunite. We're in different countries. 5 years together, was planning on a marriage visa, but COVID happened and we haven't seen each other in 2 years. He has to move on, as he doesn't like loneliness. He's letting go. Should I hold on, or is it time for me to let go also? Okay, so my first instinct is yes, it's time for you to let go. Now, the fact that he's going to let go is sign enough for you to let go. My feeling is, without looking at the cards, but we'll see what cards come up. I could be wrong with my feeling, but I don't think so. My instincts is that it's time to move on, and that's sad. I know it's a bit sad. I know it's hard. There'll be grief around that for you, and you know what a shame. Hey, with awful with COVID and everything that's been happening, how it's torn families apart and loved ones, people. You know, awful. So I'm sorry to read that. Let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, did I put the link in? I didn't put the link in for my reading, did I? There you go. There's my readings. That's where you find my readings. I should say this too. So if 247 just feels like too much of a big reach, I am doing, you can have the reading separate. You can have an astro reading or you can have a soul reading for 180 each. Obviously, it makes sense, right? It's smart now, makes sense to do the 247 deal. Like you're getting 2 readings less than, it's really good value. So yeah. Okay, so Jody, let's pick some cards. Okay, Jody. So the first card is the 3 of Cups. So this tells me that sometimes when this card comes up, it's a bit like love is blind. Like when the 3 of Cups comes up in a reading, it's the fantasy. It's the fantasy. So Eros and Psyche have they've married, but they haven't seen the true nature of each other. They don't really know who each other are. They haven't really seen the truth of each other. So in other words, this card also represents the fantasies that we have about relationship, or the fantasies that we're kind of like fantasizing or imagining the kind of lover that we want or the partner that we want, but it's not actually reality. It's not what's really happening in your current circumstances. So this card, it is kind of like it is the rose tinted glasses, or the way in which we sometimes we're not seeing things as they really are. It is like blind in love. It's the blind in love, the card of blind in love. And it looks really happy and all that sort of stuff. And it is like exciting, when you fall in love with someone, it does have that, that nice feeling of, it's very addictive, isn't it? That feeling of, being in love. It feels good. And, you exalt your partner and you see them as somebody special and they see you as somebody special. And then eventually, reality, you realize that you're human. You're not a god and a goddess. You're 2 human people that are fallible, that are imperfect. But these 2 haven't seen that yet. So this is the fantasy. The 6 of Wands, you've got the 6 of Wands as well. So this tells me, here's my feeling with this card. It doesn't mean that you get what you want, that you get with him. I'm not necessarily convinced that this is what this card is for you. I feel like you will get what you want, but it's not this. This is the fantasy. What you want is going to show up, but I don't believe it's him. I believe it's someone else, that you will get what you want. You will get married and you will have a partner and you will fall in love again. But it's like it's almost like COVID, or whether this situation has kind of saved you from this. It's kind of saved you from the illusion of what this relationship is. So this is a positive card. So this tells me that you will have what you want, but it's not necessarily this, because this is not real. This is not real. Okay. Next person. So yeah. Let's look at Miller. Hello, Miller. Nice to meet you. Miller no, I won't even try and pronounce your last name. Hi, Miller. So, yes, hi, anything coming up for me next year? Thanks. Sure, let's have a look. If you're feeling generous, it would be so amazing if you could share this live. I'd really appreciate it. Obviously, no pressure to do that, but yes, if you'd like to share, that would be amazing. Oh, thanks. Vasiliki just has written, I had an incredible Astro Tarot reading with Marina and highly recommended it. Thank you. Yes, I love doing your reading, Vasiliki. It was amazing. You've got an amazing chart. I loved reading your chart. There was a lot of good juju in there. Absolutely. Okay, so Miller, this is for you. It's really hot here in Perth, by the way. It's boiling. It's hot in this room. I'm getting hot, sweating. I've got aircon on, but it doesn't reach this end of the house. Normally it does, but because it's so hot, it's not reaching this end of the house. Anyway, okay. Oh, Miller, good cards. All right, so great cards, Miller. All right, so the Three of Wands. So this tells me, Miller, that the message of this card is that whatever you've been sort of had your eye on, whatever it is that you've been wanting to do in 2022, this is like a massive yes. This is like wish fulfillment. This is you having a wish come true. So I believe this is in the context of soul purpose. I believe this is in the context of your creating the kind of life that you want, or creating the kind of career, or creating some kind of employment for yourself, where you get to actually participate in doing what you love, and it's a great adventure. It's an adventure for you, and it's fulfilling. It's going to fulfill you. So if you've been wanting to study, this is your confirmation to go forward and do that. This is you having clarity around who you are and what you've come to do in this lifetime. You need to trust that. Because it will fulfill you on every level. It will just fill you up, make you feel like you're just in love. That's how I feel about my work. I love it. I get up in the morning. I don't dread it. Sometimes I'm tired and I don't feel like working because I'm just tired. But generally, I don't feel like, I never have that feeling of like, oh no, I've got work. It's like, yes, I've got work. Excellent. I'm doing some charts. Excellent. I'm running a course. I feel excited about it. I don't feel any negativity. That's the kind of energy that's coming off those cards, that you're feeling fulfilled in your passion, in your yes. So yeah, my feeling is that if you need to study, this is like, or if you've been wanting to study, you've been wanting to up level, upskill, this is your yes. Go ahead, go forth and do it. Okay. So how am I going for time? Still plenty of time, so let's keep going. Oh yes, it is a bit crazy, isn't it, Vasiliki? I've had that from a few people. One girl I did a reading for last week, the Emperor came up in the reading. It was like the centerpiece of the reading, and I said to her, you're going to get a job offer, like an amazing promotion. And legit, within 48 hours, I had a message from her saying, oh my God, you're never going to guess what happened. Because last time I said that to her, she didn't contact me for ages, and I wondered if I'd missed. I was scared. I think, have I fucked that one up? Did I mess that one up? No. So yes, that was amazing. That was amazing for her too. So yeah, I'm pretty accurate. I'm much better working one-to-one with you. You are worth the investment. If you've been wanting to have a reading with me, this is the time. You're not going to get the double Astro Tarot readings for this price ever again, because it's a lot of work. It's actually a lot, and I talk a lot. So it's quite draining for me to do it. And they can go up to 2.5 hours. Like if I really get stuck into it, I'm in it, I'm channeling, just the information is just pouring through. So yes, I encourage you, if you've been wanting to get a reading. Hi, Morgan, I'm going to read for you. Yes. Hello, Morgan. Morgan is also an astrologer and a tarot therapist as well. She's amazing. She's the person that I go to for readings. If I want a serious reading, obviously I can read for myself too, but sometimes, our emotions can get in the way, can't they? Like we can get in our own way. She's the person that I go to, Morgan. She's amazing. And of course, I rate her. She did my course. She did my tarot therapy course. So I know how amazing she is because she did training with me. She was already amazing anyway. But yes, I trust her reading style because, we have a similar reading style. She works therapeutically, and I love that. So yeah, she's amazing. She's really good, and really good at astrology too. Yeah. So, okay, Morgan, this is for you. Yeah, go on Light, Morgan. She's got some good posts. Some good posts, that's for sure. Good information, good astrology information. Oh, thanks, Morgan. Yes, it's fully booked. My February course has sold out. The 7-month tarot has sold out. I'll open up another one in April. If you do want to learn tarot, you should probably private message me, because I've got my Intro to Tarot course starting 13th of January, and I've still got a couple of spots available. I just stopped selling it because I couldn't be bothered. sometimes I get like that. I just can't be stuffed anymore selling it. I just want people, like, I don't want to have to do like the hard sell. It is amazing. It's an amazing course. Like, I don't want to, sometimes I feel like I just get sick of like having to do marketing when, you know, just sign up. It's so good. It's just so good. It's so valuable. You know, I get sick of marketing. You know, that's sort of what happens. Sometimes I wish I could just put a post out there and say, you've got to sign up because it's the best. It is the best, you know. Yes, I do have a website. If you want to, if you want to do my course, I will. I've got to put the landing page in there. I've just got to find it. So what I'm going to do is I'll put my website in here. I'll put my website in here, but the landing page isn't visible on my website. I need to send that to you privately. I don't know how to pronounce your name, and I hope I don't get it wrong. Cial, I'm sure that's incorrect. But I'll private message you afterwards with the link for my intro to tarot. I've still got a couple of spots available. So, okay, moving on. Morgan, this is for you. Oh, Morgan, Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. What's going on? Okay, so sometimes we call this in tarot, in the Mythic Tarot, sometimes I call this the crisis card. Not because bad things are going to happen, but it's like the wheel's about to turn, you know, things are about to shift. And it is like we get destabilized where change is forced upon us through events that sometimes are out of our control. But it's not like the Tower card where it's just like, you know, massive chaos and destruction, but it is a precipitator of transformation and change. So when the Moirai come up in a reading, the three Moirai, they are leaning towards death and transformation. They are the precipitators of that journey, but not in the context of like, it's like we're forced to go through changes, but it's not significant like the Tower. It's not as frightening as the Tower. It's just the beginning of change. So the wheel's about to turn, Morgan. A new direction is opening up for you, and it is partly your creation. Here we go. It's going to be all right, Morgan. I promise you it's going to be okay, because look at the next card. You've got the King. Now, you know, I know that sometimes when I think of this card, sometimes I think of your husband, just because we've had conversations about, you know, his energy being somewhat similar to this. I don't think that's by mistake that's come up, but I think that he's going to be part of this shifting, this change, this shifting of energy, this shifting of direction, which causes this death and transformation. Not death as in, you know, him dying or anything along those lines. I'm talking about you going through some change again. So this is not, you know, we know that this is in the sign of Capricorn. You know, Capricorn's about discipline and hard work. We know that it's about restrictions, you know, having to discipline yourself to have what you want. I feel like your business is going to take another turn in a really positive way, and it's bringing in much more abundance than you had anticipated. And rightly so. You're actually really amazing at what you do. You're truly, as part of, you know, witnessing you with the astrology in our astrology training, I know how amazing you are. And it's like only fair that you get compensated for all the hard work that you do, because you have been working hard. I know that you work hard learning astrology, and your knowledge and depth of astrology is amazing. So this is being divinely compensated. But yes, this tells me that there's a shift in your business. Things are going to turn, things are changing, and a financial shift as well. More abundance is coming in. Next year's going to be a big year for you, Morgan. It's going to be a big year. Yes. Okay, so yes, I like the Wheel of Fortune too, Robert. It's not all bad. I mean, the Moirai, they are the weaver, the spinner, the weaver, the spin. What is it? The threader, the spinner, and the cutter of life. You know, they're the weavers of our destiny. Given that Capricorn, the King of Pentacles, was hanging out there, this is like next level stuff for Morgan. This is exciting. It's really exciting. Yeah. So, okay. Next person. Who am I going to read for now? Who do I don't know who I feel drawn to. Everyone. Is this lady local? Are you talking about Morgan? Morgan's in Perth with me. We're both in Perth, but we both do readings via Zoom. All my readings are via Zoom at the moment, especially because of, just the current social situation. So, yeah. Yes, your round table. That's right. I'm in, Morgan. I'm in for that. Don't just put me on the list. I'm on the list for that one. It's good. Just gonna make sure it's on the when Selena's at her dad's. Otherwise, I have to miss out. Don't want to miss out. Okay. Oh, you're both in. Awesome. Okay. Where are you? Do both Alina and I are in FNQ. I don't know what FNQ is. What's FNQ? What's that? Don't know what that is. Excuse me for my ignorance. I actually don't know what that is. Yes, Beatrice. Okay. Hello, Beatrice. Such a pretty name, Beatrice, don't you think? It's very nice. I like that name. Yes. So, yes, I'll be on Instagram. Will our upstairs neighbours ever leave forever? I'll check in with that. It might be you that might have to leave, but let's see what the cards have to say, Rowan, when I get back. But yes, first of all, I'll read for Beatrice and then I'll read for you. So, Beatrice. Oh, far north Queensland. Got it. Okay. Gosh. Should know, shouldn't I? I should know this stuff. Took me. Didn't know I missed that. Far north Queensland. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Oh, us Perth people. Okay. Beatrice, let's see. 1, 2. So Beatrice is just asking for a reading, a message from Spirit. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Oh, Beatrice. Okay, Ace of Swords. So whenever the ace comes up in a reading, it does suggest that there are you're at the big. Excuse me. Sorry, I just burped. Sorry about that. That's a bit rude. That happens sometimes when I'm doing readings. I'm releasing energy. Anyway, yeah, the Ace of Swords represents being, cognitive dissonance. So it's like you're in a situation where you know it's not sustainable forever. You're in a situation where you know what the truth is, but you don't want to acknowledge it. But it's causing this cognitive dissonance where you know that change is imminent, like change is going to happen. So it's like whenever the ace comes up, it's the preparation of significant changes that change the course of your reality or change your life or have you go through significant transformation. And this is the beginnings of it. This is the card of that dissonance where your perceptions, your attitudes, your beliefs, your mind, your perceptions, you're outgrowing your current psychology. You're starting to outgrow your current circumstances. And you feel the conflict. You can feel that conflict within you. So it's not a negative card. The swords are probably the most transformational of the minor arcana in the Mythic Tarot. It is we've got Athena here. Athena is like, she's such a good representation of the swords because you do have to be somewhat of a warrior to work through the karma. And that's really what this is about for you, working through the karma, to become closer to the truth of who you are. The karma being the conditions you were born into, the conditioning from your family. You're being told from the moment you were born who you are, what to wear, what your name. You've been given this identity, and it's like breaking free from that. It's more than just that, though. When this card comes up, it is about significant changes, and I suspect 2020 you is going 2020 you. Yes, there you go. Freudian slip. 2022 is all about you, right? Significant changes. So the Seven of Wands, this is about conflict as well. We can see that this is a conflicting card. You can see that just by looking at it, but it's like you're going to have to fight for what you want, but not fight against others. It's like you against, not you against you, but you rising to the challenge, rising to the creative challenge of focusing on having what you want and being recognized and having the recognition, or getting this, taking yourself to the next level. But it's going to require that you don't play in the messiness of the chaos of the competition, or of the don't play at that level. You've got to rise above that and get into your own lane and get really focused on you and you know, going through your own big transformation. It doesn't mean that you do what everybody else is doing. This is about you stepping out from the crowd, stepping out and focus being on yourself, on you rising to the challenge of change and transformation. Okay, so right, next person is Rowan. I think it's Rowan on Instagram. You should private message me, DM me, tell me what your name is. I never know what your name is, and I always feel ridiculous trying to say your name online, and I'm pretty sure I mess it up every time. So the question was, will our upstairs neighbours ever leave forever? Well, that's a very absolute statement, isn't it? Absolute. I don't know how absolute things are, but let's see what the cards have to say. Let's see. Rowan and the neighbours, the difficult neighbours. I've got one underneath, or was. Don't know if she will. Yeah, I better not say too much. Anyway. Okay. Right. So, well, this tells me that there is conflict, that there's difficulties and there are conflicts. A choice has to be made, and the choice will be yours. The choice will be yours. So it's like, I'm not sure them moving on is going to be the answer. The choice might actually be you moving on, or you finding another location, or you making a decision. So this is about choosing from the heart and not choosing the short-term goal, but the long-term goal where you're going to get the long-term gain. Sometimes I say with this card, I'll say to my clients that you need to focus on like the future, the long-term future, not short-term fixes. So, you know, long-term, it's you that's going to have to make the choice. It's you that's going to have to make the decision. And yes, and of course, this card, when the Lovers card comes up in the Mythic Tarot, it's not like the Rider-Waite. It's not like, you know, you're going to find, you know, you have a lover and it's going to be hot and all of that sort of stuff. It's usually the conflicts that we experience in relationship and how it teaches us about who we are and who we are not. And yes, and it can definitely be about some of the poor choices that we've made. So you've been given an opportunity to make a better choice. So my feeling is there's movement and there's travel and there's movement. And this card is not necessarily, well, let me say this. So when this card comes up, it is the card of good luck. So whatever choice you do make, it will be the right choice, and it will give you the space and the freedom that you're actually really craving, and it will give you the creative space that you've actually really been wanting. So my feeling is that if you do make the decision to move, that it will be actually really good for you. Really powerful, like a great opportunity for you. Now, that's not to say that you have to make that decision to move, but whatever decision you make, you need to think long term, because it's going to give you that creative. Like, I want you to, the message with this card is creative space, that sacred space for you to do your creativity, for you to do your work, for you to do your soul work. You need that private space to be able to do that. You need that quietness to be able to do that. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could have people come to your home, so you don't actually have to go anywhere, or you could just go online and do it online, or, you know, if you want to do in-house where people just come into your space, you have a room set up. That would be amazing, right? So, you know, just think long term is what I'm suggesting with that reading. Okay, so. Right, how am I going for time? I've gone way over time. I've gone 10 minutes over time. I have to go. I'm going to get big trouble. Got to go. So, yeah, I'm sending you all so much love. Thanks so much for showing up. So, Sial, I think I will message you. Oh, well, how about I find my course, shall I? So while I'm here, I'll just move this over. I'm already late. I'm already late, aren't I? So let me just find that course. For those of you who are interested in learning tarot, I've got my Intro to Tarot Practitioners training available still. I wasn't going to talk about it tonight, but well, here I am. I'm talking about it now because someone got brought up. So let me find it for you so that it's easy for everyone to have a look. I've only got a couple of spaces left. So if you want to jump in, now's the time to do it. And so this course is a 10-week course. And it is, I'm just going to find it for you. Just bear with me while I find it. It's a 10-week course. And yeah, it's $555, I think, for the 10 weeks, or you can do an easy pay plan, which is $200 a fortnight, a month, $200 a month on the easy pay. And yes, and it goes for 10 weeks. So my 7-month program is over $3,000. So this is like a significant difference in price point. The 7-month program, we go deep on the therapeutic aspect. On the Psychic Tarot Practitioners training, we talk about the psychology of the cards. So I introduce you to the psychology of the Mythic Tarot. And yes, you'll learn how to do Celtic cross readings. You will learn how to do 4 different Celtic cross readings, actually. And then we'll go in depth on the cards every week. Everybody has loved it. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody, I have not had a bad review. People have loved it, and people generally sign up to do my 7-month program after they've done that because they just couldn't get enough. They just wanted more. Give me more. Because, yeah. So, yeah, you know I can't be bothered doing a hard sell on it. I just know it's amazing. People love it. Jump in, have a look. If you feel called, you know, this is your sign. A couple of spots left, so be quick. And yes, I'm going to go. So I've got to go. I'm sending you all so much love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for an amazing session. Loved reading for you all. And yeah, big hugs. Big hugs. Take care, everyone.